I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about sound and how does sound fit into this spectrum of assistive technologies, because this is a hearing podcast where, yes, there are multiple senses and we know that we use all of those senses together, but sound in that spectrum of assistive technology for visually impaired, where does that fit and what is its advantage?
Yeah, great question. Some of the use we do with sound is just different cues for the user experience, knowing what is that the app is currently doing or what's happening with the user experience there. Give you an example, in our outdoor experience, once you're actually arriving to your destination, there's some sort of like a clapping. Oh, I've made it. You've reached your destination. This is a cue that you've arrived. I think one of the things to maybe focus is the audio descriptions work by itself. So think about it, Tyler. Like we're all familiar with audio descriptions of movies, right? And there are experts in that, the professionals who do the describing movies for people, again, who are blind or visually impaired, right? But what about describing the environment? And I'll give you just a few examples, right? I always do that when I talk in-person type of events. Like I ask someone from the crowd, hey, do you want to try to describe to me how to get from here to the exit door? And there's one type of description. Then I ask someone else, and there's a whole different type of description. And then you can say it in so many different words, right? Are you saying feet? Are you saying meters? Are you saying steps? Right? What do you want to put in and what's not? Like how informative you want to be, but then again, not too much so someone can actually consume it. So there's a lot of challenges with describing the environment with audio. Again, we've been contributing and as of today, still sticking to a global standard that's been made on this by Wayfinder. It's a nonprofit initiative that's been done in the UK. But yeah, I think that's for the hearing or sound audio aspect of our work.
As a seen person, as a sighted person, when I'm navigating or orienting in an environment, I'm using visual cues. I'm looking around. There's a lot of visual noise, but I'm able to focus in on things, filter that. My
Exactly
filters that. With someone who is visually impaired, they're already using their hearing, potentially proprioception, to find those cues. How does your solution overcome that noise that would be offset by visual cues while adding more information in? How do you overcome sort of like cognitive load or filtering that?
A huge challenge, to be honest. It's a huge challenge. One way to do that is, again, users' preferences and personalization of the experience. Some of our users want to hear more than others. So it's a bit of what the user actually, and sometimes it's the same user, but it's just in a different mode right now. So right now it's just not in too much in descriptions of the different exhibits in that area, but just to know a little bit about where the main things are. In other cases, again, the opposite. So giving user the flexibility and preferences setting, we're improving that over again and again in different versions we're releasing. So that's one way to address this challenge. Secondly is with the descriptions themselves. At the beginning, I remember we were starting, we were very descriptive. We thought that the more descriptive we'll be, the better user experience will be. They'll have better understanding of the environment. That was the thinking. Again, because of the cognitive overload, we realized that's not really true. If we can keep it short, really short, like restrooms, 50 meters, and wherever he's pointing, he knows what are we referring to. That's actually better than saying to the restroom, continue in this direction for 50 meters. It might sound silly, the difference, but it's a big one when you're in a crowded environment. The more locations we're adding, the more cases we're building, the more users that give us these feedbacks. And as I said before, it's a challenge by itself because we don't know who our users are. So for us, we cannot just contact you. Hey, how was your experience at that coffee shop earlier today? No, we cannot do that even if we want to do. It's really voluntarily on users that cares and understanding what we're trying to do to provide these feedback and joining our beta group.